Hey, so let's talk Heathers. Heathers is a 1989 American film directed by Michael Lehman and written by David Waters. Now, this film is actually kind of an not homage, sort of an answer or the other side of the coin to the very popular and lucrative 80s high school teenage coming of age films, namely John Hughes. This film came almost at the heel of the decade, so it seems like almost the kind of perfect send off. And when this film actually released, it was a box office failure, and the reception was also not that good. But through time, this film has gained a massive following, and it currently stands at a 93% in Rotten Tomatoes. And this is the film you hear about like constantly, like some day after, and like sometimes in a month, or it just comes resurges. It has some resurgence power, and it just comes from time to time. And that's why I wanted to see this film for a long time, and I finally got to see around it. So I guess that actually tells about its true cult potentiality. Now this film actually stars quite a few good actors. The main character is actually played by Winona Ryder, and the main actor or protagonist is actually not protagonist. The main actor is actually Christian Slater. Now this film is actually about a high school people and doing high school things and things that have happened in 80s. Now I love the American 80s high school coming of age drama films. These are I just love it. Breakfast Club is one of my all-time favorite films. So when you want to see this film with that kept in mind, this is not the type of film. You should be wary of what you are going to see, but you shouldn't also get spoiled. I would say that just know that this is a different take of a high school drama. Now we've had in recent years a lot of cynical high school drama takes, and also some fun, lighthearted ones. Netflix is littered with shows like this. Some good, some mediocre. Yeah, you know how it goes. But what Heathers does best is that this is grounded in a way that it kind of creeps up there. Things are happening, and you understand that this is not a good thing. This is a bad thing happening, but still you kind of roll with it, just like the characters in the film. And then like things just start to escalate and going straight out of downhill in a really fast snowball manner, and that's when it keeps away. Oh, this is not going well, and that is what actually basically the whole journey of the characters in this film. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything because I can say that if you see the marketing materials or the images or the quotes that are being plastered in every kind of social media, you might get a kind of a different perspective of this film. But this is not what this film. I was actually kind of caught off guard where this film was kind of shifting towards and went out in the last act. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not because it's just a high school teenage drama. This actually, I believe, is something of a film that has actually stand the test of time, and that is because this film has kind of understandable characters and I guess relatable characters for people who lived in those eras or people who are in America or Europe or those kind of high school. But then again, it's like sort of almost universal. There's a kid who gets bullied, there's cliques, and there's bad blood, and there's things like that. You have seen this everywhere. But what this film does, it's done it in a sort of a Donnie Darko way. It's not exactly like Donnie Darko, but in a Donnie Darko way, where it is dark and kind of broody and goes in like fucked up, messed up places with a smile on his face. And that's why this film kind of creeps up on you. But when the dust settles and you think about this film, you realize that it's a really good film. That's why I give this film 4.5 out of 5. And if you're into high school films, or if you hate high school films, if you're into like teen angst dramas, or if you're into like really bland dark comedies, this is the film for you. Heathers ticks a lot of boxes, and I believe you should definitely watch it. This is what you're planning.